Still, Don's waiting. Oh, hey, everybody.
Hey!
There we go. We're having some technical difficulties. Welcome everybody to the Diehm stream.
Jay!
Oh my gosh, we're having some. Here we go. Okay, we're having a few technical difficulties. I'm sorry. I think the computer is just trying to like understand everything that's happening.
I don't understand anything either, so that's fine.
I don't know what's going on. Like it was doing great, and then now it's like, oh my god. Okay,
it's like trying to shit its pants. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's having a computer.
Fine.
Simpire.
Everything is well. Nothing is wrong at all. Look away.
Look, don't look away. Stay. Stay.
This is how you lose viewers.
Look away. And they just never come back.
Ace, how are you, baby? Holy shit.
Welcome to Team Diehm on the Diehm stream. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully everything's going to run smooth here. Looks away and stays. We learn to adapt. All right, guys. So welcome to the Diehm stream. I'm Jay, and I am here with the awesome Faevana today. We are going to be doing our Super Streamer Origin. Oh, we're getting the host. Sorry, this takes a minute. The image.
I forgot to hit host. I also haven't put anything on Twitter yet. Professional Streamer 2019. That's the theme today, Jay. We've got to go with it.
We are, yeah. This is that's what Faye's been saying this entire time, and she's 100% right. She's like, sorry, my sound's not working. Pro Streamer 2019. 100%.
So this has been like a running joke already, and we're probably going to continue it. So get ready to hear at least 2 more times.
You guys.
No, you.
Simpire, thank you so much for the host.
Sweet.
Just so you guys know, hosting gives you tacos as well. So the channel currency here is tacos. Yeah, the channel currency be tacos. So if you do stuff, you get tacos. Then you can do stuff with those tacos. You can go down below
really?
And look into what it is that you can do taco wise. This is what happens when you wake up at 5 in the morning and your dog has just thrown up everywhere.
Been there.
My brain is just like, nope.
His brain's borked.
Someone's got the fart cam going, or the fart generator. There's like we have like a fart thing that it does. There we go. Okay, somehow like I had a little bit off there, but we're back. Yarg. Ye channel here be ye tacoing on de booty on ye yonder taco.
What?
Yar. Breton box. I don't know.
Brett, what are you doing? Brett, why? Why, my love?
US, thank you so much for the host. I highly appreciate you guys. This is the only thing I wish I cannot figure out how to fix it. Is the sound command goes like probably 4 seconds longer than the actual like visual command of the hosting. I just want it to be like 2 seconds of like someone's hosting, but then it just goes the entire time. Hype. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, bud. Dominator Don has been here for a while now. He is yes, more hosting. All of the hosts. The hosties with the mosties. Yeah, the hosties with the mosties. Yeah, Faye, I think you're the top hosted ever on any of these I've ever done.
Oh, nice.
Which is not bad. Not bad. Sim's got some.
I'm not a bad friend to have.
Yeah, no. Okay, so Faye, we should get into some of the details to start with, since everyone's here for a reason. Yeah, the deets.
You want receipts?
Maybe.
I don't regret it.
Maybe I want receipts. I don't know. Are they tax deductible? The deets.
Are they?
I heard taxes changed a little bit, and tax deductibility is like.
Hi, I'd like a receipt for clout.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I dig it. How do
I get receipts on clout?
I don't know.
This one didn't work. I want my money back.
Clout never works for me, unfortunately.
Clout gives you doubt.
Oh. Oh, Don's gonna let us know. I forgot. Don's an accountant, so he's gonna tell us.
Oh, thank you, Don.
Don's a numbers man who loves
what an
numbers.
accountant-y type name.
Dominator Don. He's very Don, tell me what is your kid? What do you call your kid? You have like a mafia type name for your kid and your wife. You gotta let me know.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, he's very mafia themed. It's called Goodwill. Oh, okay. So let's get into these deets here, Faye. Let's
Shall we?
The first question I like to ask people,
Under
underboss. Yeah, he calls his kid the underboss. That's awesome.
I love it.
Wife is the concierge. Yep.
Oh my.
Yeah. That's sexy. So how did you get into stream, Faye? How'd you get into Twitch? How did you find it? How long before you got into Twitch? What made you jump into Twitch?
What if I told you a year ago I didn't know what a meme was?
A meme?
Would you believe me?
That surprises me, but
I'm know, especially how many I post. So this is a long story.
It's a good thing we got a podcast going for it. You got a book. Oh, your notes. They're your notes.
I was serious today. I got very serious with this. I'm a superstar, so nice. I gotta make this real. But so this is how I got started. My husband was originally more into like YouTube and Twitch and all that before I was, because prior to like a year ago, I pretty much worked and did nothing else with my life. I worked, I ate, I slept, and that was it. So I would come home from work at 3 in the morning. Not 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning. So I would come home from work at like 5. And I would actually walk home from work to my house. And I was bored as shit, alright? Like, bored out of my fucking skull. So I told him, that I wanted a smartphone because I didn't have one at the time. So he buys me one, and I start like thinking about like stuff to watch on the way home or music to listen to or anything like that. And I remembered like 2 years prior to this, me and him had watched like we were really into like Smosh and Smosh games and watching all of that. He was really into Vanoss, so I got into Vanoss and Diehm and a bunch of other people. My favorite, though, was Minilad, who did a bunch of Cards Against Humanity's videos, which is funny because we were just talking about Cards Against Humanity in your chat earlier. So, like, I was like, ah. But, so I got really, really invested in watching it. I binge watched all of it, and then I was like, oh my god, I have nothing left. What do I do with my life? So, I made a YouTube account. I started following people on YouTube. I made an alias for YouTube. And then I started commenting. So, I started commenting, and I noticed that a lot of these comments that I was making were getting a lot of attention because they were just funny or just whatever. And it kind of gave me the courage to start a YouTube channel, which I did. October 31st of last year is when I started it.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I started on Halloween. So I started it, and then I put out my first video. And after I put out my first video, I started doing more stuff. Then I got into I think it was like Stardew Valley. So I played Stardew Valley. And then after that, I got into some other stuff. I started researching the educational side of YouTube and found from a mentor type person that they said if you go on Twitter, that is a great way to network and meet people and find like other like just audiences or just like fan base or whatever. I forget the word they use, but I basically went on there in hopes of making friends. And I got really into some other games, Dead by Daylight, stuff like that. And I found a Twitch streamer while I was playing Dead by Daylight one day. And I started talking to him outside of that, because like immediately after I was done recording, I went into his channel and I said, hey, how are you? My name is this. I was Potato Hippo at the time. I was like, I'm Potato Hippo. It was really nice playing games with you. I'd like to do it again sometime. So I reached out personally to this guy, followed him on Twitter, and then I started following a bunch of other people on Twitter. And then I was like, oh my god, streaming seems so cool. Because I got to this point to where, like, most of my feed was like 90% Twitch streamers at the time. And I was like, oh my god, all these people seem so cool. I love the community, but I'll never be able to do it because I have a laptop. You're wrong. I found out Green Dumpling streamed on a laptop, and I said, well, fuck, why am I not doing it? And here we are.
I mean,
I started streaming in January, and I got affiliate 2 months later, but I haven't got all my paperwork set up yet. You can't sub to me, but...
Oh, okay.
But it's there. It's there! Like, it's absolutely there. So, that's how I got started with all of it. It's crazy. I didn't know what a meme was a year ago. So, like, that's nuts.
That's a long, awesome story. Like, you just kind of fell into it. And I really loved your comment earlier. For those of you guys who missed it, like, I was streaming and Crystal was like, have you never heard of playing this, what is it? Except platinum? I kept platinum over here. I don't know. The hot girl on the left, Faye. This platinum's over here for you. Yeah, they say your name is Ruby. She's 24 and works as a leather jacket retail sales lady.
That sounds cool.
All right, anywhere close. And the man on the right, you should have said hot man. You almost had me there. And the man on the right, lumberjack clothing, is called Chuck, 25, and he works as comic book store manager.
I can see you doing that, man. Damn.
Well, I used to work as a video game store assistant manager.
That's pretty cool, actually. I bet you hated it, though, man.
Yeah, I did. So here's the deal. Like, video game stores, people walk in all the time. They always have the first comment. They say, hey, like, I would love to sit around and play video games all day, because they see you testing a game. But the testing of a game is you start the game, you move around a little bit, then you shut the game off. You know how many times I've played the opening of Madden 64? It's ridiculous.
My god, I would be like, end me. Like, I would just die.
End me. Platinum, I like your gusto. I like your gusto a lot. Here's the deal. So this is actually a podcast where we're getting to know Faevana, whose name is up at the top. And then next to her, Faevana.
I don't hate you.
Faevana. It's a habit. I'm so sorry. And then next to hers is Diehm, which is my name, or J.
Diehm.
J. Diehm, or Die.
J. Diceham, because you're Guy Fieri, because you look like him.
Oh man, the Guy Fieri thing again.
I will never let it go. You can just like
it's because of the green highlighting around my hair in that picture. You're like, it's Guy Fieri, and I'm like, no.
Listen here, I'm gonna put a command in my chat. I swear to God, and it's gonna address you not as your actual name, but Guy Fieri. And if I don't see a Guy Fieri cosplay from you, I will end you personally. Okay?
I should dress as Guy Fieri for Halloween. Like, that would be
awesome.
Welcome to Flavortown. I was just curious to know, when did you both last do a poo? Oh, am I wearing shoes? I'm not. Poo thing? I don't know. Honestly, I don't keep track of my poos.
I'm going to be wearing shoes soon because I'm trying to like get more space as I stream because this couch ain't cutting it. I look like grandma.
You look like grandma. You do have a grandma couch, but that's good. Like, that's...
I hate this couch so much. It's the worst.
So my couch is a grandma couch. It's not flowery, but it's a grandma couch. But here's the thing, okay? My mother-in-law picked it out, right? My mother-in-law picked it out for my wife when she first moved to town.
A lot.
Here's the deal. This couch is like 2 pounds. I'm like, no joke. I can lift it myself. Like, I'm like, duh, and like, it's the perfect couch. And as many times as I've moved, I like a light couch. I really I will take a light couch over a comfortable couch any day. God. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because, like, if you sit on it and it feels like you're sitting on a box of rocks, I might actually prefer a couch that will crush me. So...
Oh, did Don... Oh, Don's swinging the band hammer. Thank you, Don.
You get him.
Don's... Y'all better keep it in line. This is why I got Don Dominator with the mod tools here. He's gonna
That's how Brett is in my chat. He'll like he'll smite you. Like you don't screw around when or me. Pineapple V, I fucking love you.
What's up, V?
He switched to Mixer recently, and I miss his ass. But I'm so proud of you, man, for making the switch.
How's Mixer? V? You gotta let us know how Mixer's treating you. I'm curious, genuinely. I don't.
Yeah, V actually is one was streaming. Used to stream Fortnite, and I met him. He was one of the first streamers I met. So like, he's partially responsible for why I'm here. I also played Fortnite with him once. Don't kill me.
Why would we kill you? Because you played Fortnite, or?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't actually have a huge problem with Fortnite myself. I
don't either.
So I used to have a video game TV show a while ago. What's your opinion on fish calzones? I would eat them once, just to say I could. I made a fish soup once, and it was the worst thing I've ever done.
What?
Yeah, I tried like a chicken noodle soup, but I did fish, and it just. I was in college. And I was hungry.
Okay, so with that logic, you could technically say you did anything in college because you were hungry. I'm just saying.
When it comes to food, yes. When it comes to food.
Or like if you fail a test, I was in college and I was hungry. If you like punch your friend in the face, I didn't have a Snickers. Like it just goes. I got hangry.
Favorite fast foods, except Platinum. Favorite fast foods and soda, Mountain Dew, Taco John's, because I'm in the Midwest, so it's delicious.
I like everything. That is so hard.
I've heard of experimenting in college, but that is something else. Yes.
Hey.
Yeah. So you talked about like a year ago you didn't know what a meme was, and now you're like Twitter fire. Like that's all I can. That's you just.
Yeah.
Like I'm just out of nowhere. I just see you pop up on Twitter, and then all of a sudden I see you on Twitter every day, just with something awesome every time.
I looked at my tweets the other day. I've put out like 20,000 tweets, and I have to say like 70% of them are replies to people. That's not a joke.
Yeah, well,
any comment you get, comment back. Like, except for maybe trolly stuff, but like, you know what I'm saying.
I put out a thing a little while ago where I was talking about taking a selfie. You know, take a nice selfie. Yeah. Like, how do you guys, like I said, some of you guys have a really good selfie game. What are some of your pointers? And one guy just trolled me. He goes, like, take pictures of someone else. And I was like, all I commented, I didn't like it. I didn't say, all I commented was harsh, dude.
Oh, thanks, Crystal. I appreciate that. I start streaming again tomorrow, by the way. So that's gonna be a thing. That is amazing. That's a sick part.
I know.
Take pictures of someone else.
I was like, that's so mean. Like, trolled me. But my view on Twitter that I've learned is just like, be like the person who wants to have the last word, but make sure that it's engaging. You know what I mean? Like you're always trying to like talk back to someone. You know, have something else to say, even if they like reply to your stuff. Try to reply back, and then just try and comment on people's stuff, and just keep talking until the conversation naturally dies. But what about you? Yeah. Like, what are your Twitter strategies? I suppose. Like, what is your advice if you're talking to someone about Twitter?
Okay, so if we're talking about Twitter, the best advice I can probably give everybody is. So when I first started, like a year ago, it's been like 9 months. I've been on Twitter for 9 months, you know? So at first, the biggest thing that I had to learn to do was to stop deleting stuff I put out there that wasn't getting traction. So anything, let's say you put a lot of thought into a post that, just like you put out something motivational and it gets like 0 likes. Okay. So what I used to do is I used to delete that, and then I would put out something and see if that would get traction, and then wait 2 hours, and if it didn't get anything, I would delete it. Stop if you're doing that right now, because what it does is it leaves you with a barren feed. And when you leave yourself with a barren feed, you leave someone with nothing to look at. And that is way worse in comparison to going on somebody's feed and seeing like something about like the tacos you had last night, or whatever. So I started leaving things up and giving it a while, and then I stopped deleting stuff altogether. Now the only time I really delete things anymore is when I need to edit stuff, because I will make like 7 million mistakes, forget to attach like a photo, so that's the only time I do it anymore. But when you're just starting out streaming, or just starting out Twitter, or just starting out trying to network, that's something you definitely want to avoid doing. Now, there's another good tip I can probably give you guys is to go out there and network with other people. I see this said more than anything else is I don't know how to connect with people. How would you approach someone in real life? You go up to them, you'd say hi, introduce yourself, whatever. But this was something I picked up from commenting on YouTube, is if you see something and it makes you laugh, like the first natural thought you have in your head afterwards, you should probably, as long as it's not like, like censor yourself a little bit, like if it's something rude, forget it. But if it's something like someone says something and your first thought is like something really funny back, just post it, see what happens. That's how you start making friends. Like, and then once you start getting into that, you can kind of figure out like it gives you direction too, because who you associate with is who you're going to end up the most like. So it's all very important stuff, I would say.
Okay.
That's a good strategy for Twitter. So
how would you say that's translated over to Twitch? Like, have you, because you had more of a Twitter following before Twitch, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Do you say that helped you boost right away, or did you hit the ground running, or did you have did it take some time to grow as well?
Twitter and Twitch together. The best advice I saw about this was if you can't stream a lot and you're not always, active on Twitch, the thing you can do is you can go on Twitter and post a shit ton on there. Now, during the summer, I could barely stream at all. I had four streams this summer. That was it. And my kid was in 2 of them, and I didn't have my cam on. But I stayed very active on social media, and what ended up happening was I ended up growing. And then when I went back to Twitch, I kept all my viewers because I had worked my ass off over the summer to make sure that I was still networking, putting myself out there. It does translate. Most of my, and it's crazy because you'll put you'll put a post out there on Twitter and it'll do really, really good. And then you go into Twitch and you look in your following list and you'll have 10 new followers every single time. It translates really well. Now, does that mean these people are going to show up to your stream? No, they have busy lives. You need to give them a little more than that. That's why you start posting clips. Clips are a great way to get traction on Twitter. Especially, it's just crap. I lost my words. I do this a lot.
That's okay. That happens to me all the time.
Yeah. I go in trains of thought and then I lose it. It still stands. It's still really, really firm advice. And I see a lot of other people who are a lot more successful than me doing these things. So I can tell you for sure that it works 100%.
See, we got a lot of people I associate with her because she's a really nice person with a lot of enthusiasm, and her streams are a very nice environment.
Vampire.
She's the same on camera as she is on social media. Blah, blah.
My heart, thank you. I am. I try to be the same person that you see on Twitter and Twitch in real life, and it's honestly helped my home life a lot too. It's pretty neat.
One of my favorite things is when I dropped in on your stream, you were like we had like immediate conversation. It wasn't like sometimes you go into a stream and it's like hard to have a conversation with the people. Like, what are you going to talk about? It was like instant. Like I almost messaged you that day too. I forgot because I went out to like my uncle's birthday party at a buffet. And like we were talking about mac and cheese and pizza, and I literally for dinner that night
the ketchup and mac and cheese. I can't even.
For that night for dinner, I had mac and cheese and pizza, and I almost sent you a picture. I was like, I took a picture and everything. Found that on my phone the other day. I was like, oh yeah. Well, that'll be weird if I send it now.
It would never have been weird because I would have understood it. That's hilarious. I love that.
But yeah, we were talking pizza. And we were talking about mac and cheese, and like. And then you were talking about things that go on pizza and things that go on mac and cheese, and some people do not believe that ketchup or barbecue sauce belong on mac and cheese, but those people are wrong.
Okay, so ketchup and mac and cheese, but what if you put pineapple inside of mac and cheese? Would you eat it?
Pineapple and mac and cheese? I'd try it.
I don't know if I would try it.
Here's my deal. I'll try almost anything once.
Thanks, Crystal.
My problem being I really dislike people trying to elevate mac and cheese constantly. You go to restaurants.
Oh, come on. Okay. Dude, if it's boxed mac and cheese, it needs something.
No. Restaurants know how to make like actual mac and cheese. Like they know how to make like a good creamy mac and cheese. And then they're like, you know what? Let's start shoving breadcrumbs and bacon and jalapenos in this thing. And it's like, you just need to calm down. You need to calm down with your mac and cheese.
But have you tried it though? I
have. And I'm just like, I'd just rather like a creamy, just a regular mac and cheese. Like if you would give me two options rather than just elevating and giving me the one elevated mac and cheese, I'd be happy. It's like breakfast pizza. I have a problem with breakfast pizza, and here's why.
But we've talked about the breakfast pizza before, and I'm telling you, man, you gotta give it another shot.
Thank you so much.
Brett, you're such a sweetheart. I love you.
For no reason at all, this is so annoying because like you can hear the sub thing go off, and it's really cool. It's like Charmander popping out. I think that one might have been Squirtle. But it's not showing up today, so I'm really sorry, guys. It's the one day.
Professional streamer 2019. We gotta say it at least one more time. Oh,
that's been But no. So my problem with breakfast pizza is they don't put.
I drank half a bottle of water.
I don't know where my camera is. We're just professional streamer 2019.
Floating water bottle ghost. Oh man. I like to have a drink next to me. That way it calms my nerves whenever I'm interviewed or something. That's actually how I got hired at this job that I'm currently working at. Is like, okay, so the person who was interviewing me walked past me and she looked really frazzled. I was like, hey, do you want to like get a cup of coffee or something, go to the bathroom before we do this? And she's like, yeah, give me 1 second. And she walks off. And I swear to God, she talks exactly like that. Fucking love her. But so she's like gone for 10 minutes though, and I was like sitting there with a cup of coffee going I was so sad. But it turned out okay because like I got called same day and then got told to go do drug testing and I was hired within the week.
Nice.
So like
Nice. Yeah.
Like get that bread, gamers. Like I fucking hate that I said that. I swear to God.
That's alright.
Be alright.
Oh man.
Be alright. God.
I have a sudden craving for jelly beans.
Eat one for me, please.
Eat 3 for me. I'm a big boy. I need a lot of jelly beans.
Just like take the entire bag and
just eat the whole thing. That's what so my wife left town this weekend. She went to go visit her family, and
wait, it's
every
not the week anymore.
every time she leaves for the weekend, I just eat horrible. I barely survived. I
Oh
barely
God.
survived. I was eating like I ate like a crap load of M&Ms, like an entire giant shareable bag. I ate like 3 frozen pizzas. I ate Hamburger Helper. I don't know how I didn't dehydrate myself to death, but it was. You start with the. What I was thinking of was a bag of M&Ms. You start with one, and then you just.
Okay, so that reminds me of a story. Who wants a story? I love.
We all want
stories.
a story. You have to.
So kind of sad. Like I had to. The last time I had to leave my husband for an extended period of time. Well, this was before I had my kid. He was sending me pictures of the food he was cooking himself, and it was like, okay, so he cut up a hot dog and he sliced it down the middle and he toasted it on the grill, like, and then he sent me a picture of him making a hot dog sandwich. I was out for a funeral, so I was gone for like a week, and like I was scared to death that this man was going to kill himself. And then he took this hot dog and he put bacon on top of it. And he was like, "Here, hot dog bacon sandwich." And I went, I wanted to tell him, but I was like, I wanted to tell him how disappointed I was. But then I remembered he doesn't need that sort of evil in his life. So I just like was like, "Yeah, honey, you go." And on the inside, I'm like, "Oh my God, you're gonna have a heart attack."
Oh,
and I'm gonna come back and there's gonna be a second funeral. But
that's what my wife thinks
oh my God.
constantly, like all day. She's like, she just knows that like I'm off, just probably eating something terrible for myself. But I've gotten better. Like one of the things I did so like a while back. It's been a couple of years. My dad's all right, but he did suffer a heart attack at one point. So as a family exercise, we all sat down and we actually Googled our favorite things and how many calories they have. So we Googled my favorite thing in the world before this was turkey legs, like state fair turkey legs.
Oh my God.
Do you know how much sodium those have in them? 14
I do actually.
grams. Like it's amazing. And so like I got better because now I look at things and I go like I know how much, and then I started looking at like the calories of how much I burn. Like I run 5Ks regularly.
That's awesome. I wish I could run upstairs.
Yeah. Well, I started like I would go like a quarter of a mile and I would rest and I would stretch and then I'd finally get to being able to run a mile.
Neat.
And then I would do 3 miles at a time, stopping in between, resting and stretching, and then I finally got up to 5Ks. And that's 900 calories. And that is 2 slices of Casey's pizza. that is like a taco. That is just like all my favorite stuff basically. I can look at something and be like, I know how many calories you are. 3 sodas. 3 sodas.
It's like you become a nutrition wizard after you start looking at all this stuff. You're like, "Oh, I could eat like 12 of you, but then I'd have to run for half a year."
Yeah. That's what it's like. You start realizing like, and then I'll look at a soda and I'll be like, why would I drink you? Because if I do, that's my run that I just did. I can't
I don't have that restraint.
I'll negate my run.
Yet.
I fell off for a while and I'm coming back to it. It's a lot harder,
Nice.
but
Well
it's difficult. It's terrifying, but
I think you can do it.
It helps.
I think you fucking got it. Like if you've did it once, you can do it again. Like you got it. You'll get it.
Well, my mentality was a little bit different. I was angrier, you know.
Oh God.
You know, you can do almost anything when you're pissed. That's my opinion.
Oh my God, that's so true.
So, you don't have soda. Cut soda. That helps the most. If you just cut
that
soda. That
really does.
It's amazing. But we're on a random health topic now. We should get. we
started talking about food.
Yeah.
If you go on my streams, we're always talking about food. So
food is the best thing in the world.
Oh my God, I didn't eat lunch today.
I haven't. I have not yet. But I have to. After this, I got to mow the lawn, and then I get to go to work.
I hate that.
Yeah. It's to that point where, we're winding down.
Our grass is dead, so I don't think we're gonna have to cut it for like a week and a half at this point.
Oh, that's
just
nice.
all dead. It's nice, but it's also terrible.
Yeah. So okay,
Yeah,
so
for sure.
so Faevana, is that just your name, or did that come from something like,
Ah,
the
I love that.
question, you know?
Everybody, I've actually talked about this story on Twitter before, but I haven't really shared it. So I'm a huge giant nerd. And everybody
Okay.
kind of realizes that because if you go on my Twitter, I start talking about like Dungeons and Dragons, like fantasy stuff, how like if I really had to pick like a dress for stream or whatever, like if I were to cosplay as anything, I'd probably just wear medieval armor. Like you go into my channel and it's all the games I play are based around that sort of thing. So, the name Fae is actually a character of mine from Dungeons and Dragons. Now, this character is extremely flawed. I write as well, so get prepared for me to get long-winded on this one because she's got 8 years of story. So I created the character after I first met my husband, and a really cool character. I really enjoy her, but she's always been this character that I could never get right. Like I've made her in so many Dungeons and Dragons campaigns at this point. She's been a princess, she's been a barbarian, she's wielded a greatsword, dual swords, she's been a rogue, a thief, a paladin. She's been all of it, and none of it seemed to click or seemed right. Sneaky Faye.
Oh, oh shoot.
How are you? But none of it seemed right. Oh,
Okay.
my stuff.
Everything's flipping out real
Are we
quick.
good?
1 second. Let me.
Okay.
Discord's now being mean to me now too.
You'll be okay. Hang in there.
And good. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. I
You're fine.
pushed
No
a
worries.
button and then everything went nope. It's like, okay.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Sneaky Faye. Hi Donut. How are you? So Faye was a character who she also went through several different iterations of different names. She was Faea, Faevana, well, Feyra, like just like all sorts of different stuff. Each thing she had a different reiteration of her name. Wait, okay, are we good? Are we good? Are we okay?
I think we're good. Let me double check a thing real quick. So,
You're fine.
Okay.
Looks
Here we
like.
go. Okay.
So, it looks like you're good anyway.
Okay.
So
we're good.
couldn't get it right for the life of me, and I tried really hard for several years to try and get this character straight, and I couldn't. Now the Vana part is an old alias of mine I used to use, and I wanted, when I did my rebranding after I was Potato Hippo, I wanted to make something that like kind of gave way to, it was like versatile. Like it could be sci-fi, it could be modern, it could be fantasy, it could be anything. And I wanted something that would stand out because I didn't want anything with numbers. I wanted something original. I wanted something maybe was a little difficult to say, but like you could say. But so I combined like the first part of my Dungeons and Dragons character's name and the end of the username that I used to use. So I squished them together and made Faevana. And this is also the same process I use for writing names for my characters. I'll take like a name like Alan, and then I'll take the name like Lenore, and I'll squish it together and make Alanor. Or I'll take Emikana, which is Emily, and Anna, Emikana, squished together. Okay. So, if that makes sense, that's how all that started. So, I really wanted to like give her some homage because I felt like Pony kind of pointed this out. Pony plays. He's when I was explaining this story to him, he said it sounds like she's a flawed character, and he said, and a lot of people really like that. And he said, and I think she might be perfect as she is. And I was like, holy shit, maybe I'm perfect how I am. And it was like, ah, It's like a light bulb went off.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Okay, so what was the potato?
Potato Hippo. That used to be my old
Potato
alias.
Hippo. Where did Potato Hippo come from?
2 horrible nicknames my husband gave me.
Oh. Oh no.
Okay, no, you need to hear this one because I love it, and I've never told it on stream before. Potato came from a dumb blonde joke I told him on our wedding night. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay. No offense to blondes starting out. None. I love you guys. You're awesome.
I don't care if you.
I might have been blonde when I was little. I might have been blonde when I was little, so also think this joke applies to me. So, I hadn't slept in like 36 hours at this point. So, I was just up. I was too excited. Bride stuff, whatever. So, I was like, hey, I had my head hanging off the side of my bed. I'll never forget it. And I looked over at him and like lifted my head up off the side of the bed and I said, "You want to hear a joke?" And he goes, "I guess." And I ended up telling him this. I said, there's a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead running from the cops. And they've run into a barn. And they all find different sacks. So they jump into all these different sacks and they hide. And then the cops come in and one walks up and kicks the first bag and the redhead goes, "Meow." And it's like, "Oh, it's a bag of kittens, no worries." Why is there a bag of kittens? I don't know. So like they go up to the bag the brunette is in and then they kick it and they hear, "Woof!" And it's like, "Oh, no worries. This is just puppies. Why is there a bag of puppies? We don't know." So they go up to the last bag, which has the blonde in it, and they kick the bag, and she goes, "Potato, potato." Dumb.
I think I've heard this one. I'm pretty sure that was like a middle school one that I've heard before. That's pretty funny though.
Yeah, it was an old one. I was like 22. So my husband yeah, pretty much, Brett. Oh, thanks, Don. I really appreciate that. You came up with your name a similar way too, Simpire. That's really awesome. Empire and Simple when you were really young. I like that. But
Simpire does not like your joke.
The one for Hippo is a lot worse. So he started calling me Potato after that because I hadn't slept. First of all, I was acting really fucking crazy. And then, like, he says that I am, like, the most endearingly, like, he says this in the most endearing way. He says, "Oh, honey, I'm so proud of you. You know so many things, but sometimes you..." Which is true. It's fine. I have my moments. It's like, there's things you should know that you don't. And I'm like, fair. So, the Hippo part, I was at an OBGYN appointment. And I was wearing gray and white. And he's like, "Oh, you look like a penguin, and then you're waddling like one." I said, "Hey, that's fucking rude." I was mad. I was pissed. I was like, "I hate you." And then he goes, No, wait a second. So we're sitting in the OB. I never took him to another OBGYN appointment with me after this, by the way. I was like 6 months pregnant, and I was sitting down, and he looks at me, and he goes, "I got it." And I said, "What?" He goes, "Hippo. You're a hippo." I said, "I'm a fucking what now?" I was like, I had his ass sleep on the couch that night. Or maybe. I think what ended up happening was like the typical response of like, "Hey, you want to get food?" And I'm in the car like, "Yes!"
Oh, man. I don't like to like, "Honey, you're really smart, but sometimes you're just..."
Well, he's so nice about like honestly, our sense of humors really blend with each other because like I'll say stuff to him that's really similar and it's just we bounce back and forth off each other. We have that sort of humor. So it really works, but it's so funny.
That's always good. That's amazing. That's
when I did the Fae name too, because it was a character I kept trying to make for his Dungeons and Dragons campaigns, my name still kind of reflects me and him, which is also neat.
Okay.
Excuse me? Yes, but I'm still mad at you. Exactly, Crystal. Like,
oh man.
Like you're sitting there and you're angrily eating, like, because we lived in Washington State at the time, you're angrily eating like a Jack in the Box taco, and you're like,
we better answer Sempire's question. Sempire is like, don't make me ask 3 times.
okay.
What are your opinions on musicals? So just so you guys know, I actually have a theater degree. Like I went to college for theater.
What?
Yeah, like I
That's
did.
Awesome.
I was an actor. I was a shit singer and dancer though. My favorite thing is my old dancing instructor. She used to look at me and go, "Oh, honey, Jared, you know what I love so much about you is how hard you try." I was like,
that's terrible, and I also love it.
Yeah, well, it was funny too because you could tell how much she actually did really like me because there was another guy who's just like me that she hated. She just hated him. She went, Brayden! She would always yell at him, Brayden, stop sucking! Brayden would be like, Brayden would just like look over at me and just glare like, and I'm like, I'm sorry, man.
Don't get me started on fish calzones again.
We're keeping talking about the fish calzones again. Favorite musical, I really like Into the Woods. I've actually been watching the Disney version over and over again recently. And then actually the one that I absolutely love is what is it called? It's I can't remember it right now, but it's a musical about a family that is dealing with mental illness. The mother is very mentally ill, and like it kind of struck home with me because like my dad has MS, and I've never thought about the perspective on my mom's side.
Wow.
Do you have links active? I don't think I do, Dawn. May I post a link? You can grant. Here, let me see if I can grant you permission, Britt. Brett, not Britt. Brett. There you go, Brett. You're permitted now. You're now permitted to post the link in 60 seconds.
Oh.
Damn it.
I posted it.
I recently watched one of my first proper musicals and loved it. It's called Be More Chill. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to check that one out. But yeah, I've got a lot of experience with musicals. I've, working in like a theater college for a good 3 years, I learned a lot. I will now know that. Thanks, Jay.
I actually have like 5 or 6 that I can recommend to you.
Tell me, what are your favorite musicals?
Rent. I love Rent. Hairspray.
All right.
Technically both a musical and an opera. Fan of the opera. This one, Sempire, you might not like this one if you're not into gore, but Repo, the genetic opera, is amazing.
I still have not watched that one.
It's very gory. It's by the people who made Saw, but you get to see Paris Hilton's face fall off, I think, so that's kind of cool. It's really neat, though. It's a really, really good one. You can't handle gore in the slightest, don't watch it, but it's got a great story. It made me cry. And then there's one more, I think, that I can probably recommend. But those are all really, really good ones. Hairspray would definitely set. Moulin Rouge. I could take or leave Moulin Rouge. Yeah, I understand Sempire. But I would definitely recommend Rent because it's good. It's good for like LGBT stuff. Lost Miserable. I can't say it. Les Mis is great.
Yeah.
Les Mis is amazing.
I've never watched Les Mis.
So. Really? I would recommend it.
So I watched the film with Liam Neeson that was like, and Uma Thurman that was like an actual like movie. Like there's no musical aspect to it. And I was like, okay. And then I just never came back to the musical. But there are musicals I absolutely love out there. But I don't know. I'm all over the board on musicals. But I don't perform in them very well. like I did Guys and Dolls, and like they made me the one character that never sang and always just walked around and did not dance, and I was like, thank God.
Oh,
It's like, thank you. I was so happy I didn't have to do that.
how rude!
What is this? I'm trying to remember this musical though. That I'm gonna try to look it up.
I've never heard of that Senpai.
Superboy.
All of the Descendant movies, you know, they are really good.
Next to Normal. If you ever get a chance, check out Next
to
Normal.
Oh my God! Speaking of musicals, Holy Musical Batman is hilarious.
Never seen that one.
Holy Musical Batman! Like, okay, you guys have to watch it. And then the same people who did that also did all the Harry Potter musicals.
Oh, okay.
It's the same people who did that, and they also did one for Oregon Trail, which is hilarious. So.
Oh, Crystal's on Descendants. Is Descendants a musical series? I didn't watch them, so.
Oh my God, we forgot about Rocky Horror Picture Show. How could we?
Yeah, right. Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh my God.
That's a classic. Little Shop.
I cross-dressed for Rocky Horror Picture Show once. There's a girl who was 2 feet taller than me. She went and clung to my arm and pretended to be my date. This is when I had my faux hawk, so like I just strapped my chest down and did like a beard that looks exactly like yours. I'm not even kidding. And she was like clung to my arm, and she said, "This is my boyfriend," and I was like, "Yeah, baby, I'm your boyfriend." Like, it was really neat. And I went to Rocky Horror dressed like that, so it was amazing. I actually had an 8-year-old boy walk up to me because I went to a church event prior to that, dressed like that, and he walked up to me and goes, "Are you a guy or a girl?" And I'm like,
depends. Depends on who's asking.
It was really fun. It was so fun. Like, I would have to do that again. What is Rent about? So Rent's about people living in New York City, and it's about living with HIV and, you know, living with addiction and a bunch of other stuff. But it is very, very good. Yeah, there's straight couples. It's got a good mix of genders, races. There's a lesbian couple. There's a gay couple. It's incredible. It's an experience. You have to watch it. I'm serious.
You just gave it like a really good explanation. I was just gonna like one words and be like AIDS. Like I'm so simple.
I try to give decent explanations of things. I might go a little overzealous at times sometimes. But like,
I mean, when it comes to describing a movie and trying to get someone into watching it, I think that's a good point. Have you guys seen? Weird note. Have you guys seen Shrek the Musical on Netflix?
No.
It's
what?
It's actually really good.
I'll watch it sometime.
There's a Shrek the Musical, and then they did. Newsies. Newsies is one of my faves of all time. Have you seen Newsies?
You know what I regret not seeing? I regret not seeing Wicked. I heard that was really great.
Wicked's cool. I've seen Wicked live, actually. I prefer to watch it up close. I really wish like they would do, because they did an up close Newsies, the like stage musical, and they did an up close for Shrek the Musical on Netflix, and I wish they would do a lot more of that. I wish Wicked would be in there, because watching, like going to a stage show sometimes, like if your eyes aren't very good and if you don't get great seats, it's just a bunch of blobs walking around stage and you don't get to see all the beauty. It's really annoying.
Aww.
I've never played the Puss in Boots interactive stuff on Netflix. I don't. The only interactive thing I ever did was was that show. What was that? Black Mirror Bandersnatch. There's like an interactive version of that. Oh, here she is. Okay, you like froze for a second.
I'm closing some things to see if I can get some better traction.
Oh, okay.
On my end of things.
But we had
it won't take long though.
Okay. But we had I mean, whenever it comes to musicals, like Newsies is one of my favorites. That has a 17-year-old Christian Bale. So that one's always cool. Lot of really cool stuff. Bandersnatch was interesting. Did that with a friend. It spooked me at some points. Yeah, because There's some seriously gory stuff in that one, Simpire. Like every time. So I got caught in the loop where he kills his dad, and every time I was like, can I just skip this part? Like I just, it's nasty. It's nasty.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah. Every time I see that, I was like, ew, ew. So, okay, so we've talked musicals and stuff like that. Faye, what would you say would be like if you could describe your stream? What would you say like your niche would be?
Definitely fantasy and indie based stuff. So when I first started out, we did a lot of Stardew Valley. Now we're branching into Skyrim. And I'm looking at getting Dark Souls, like the original Dark Souls, here really soon. So that should be fun.
Nice.
I think that'll be a lot of fun. What else did I have on here? But we also spend a lot of time on my stream talking about life, food, health, like all of it.
That's really cool. So I would say
we spend a lot of time talking to each other too.
Yeah, talking is a huge, like, especially one of your biggest skills. I think is just straight up talking. On a scale from Hollow Knight to Hollow Knight, what do you think of Hollow Knight?
I think we're gonna have to play it Simpire, if not only for you. So,
Christopher Goodrich, how you doing today? We're being joined by it's our resident Norm, is what I would say, from Cheers.
Norm!
It's Christopher Goodrich. Yeah, he just pops in. He's always here. I did a nerdy podcast where we get together with friends and just talk about nerd stuff once a week. We're hoping to get that back and going, but Chris was like there for every episode. He was always there, popping in and saying hi. So, and he lives like 20 minutes from me.
That's nice. Didn't you meet somebody in my stream that doesn't live too far from you?
I did. Yeah,
That's so freaking scary. Like, it's not scary.
I think they're 45 minutes from me. Because they told me where they were. They kind of like what they said makes complete sense to me. What would make sense to no one anywhere near Iowa? Like they'd be like, yeah, I don't get it. But like to me, I'm like, oh, duh.
Yeah, well, that's good though. That's good, man.
If you
that was really cool though. But one of my closer friends, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. I know. Well, I've talked to. There's one girl I popped in. I was talking to, and she's like 2 hours from me. She's like Central Time. Where are you? And I was like, well, I'm in Iowa. And she's like, oh my god. So I was like, oh hey.
That's really neat. That's really neat. Yeah, there's actually some people I've met from Twitter that are close to me, and one of them I keep in pretty good contact with. But I'd have to drive a few hours to see her. But like, it would be worth it. I think we're talking about maybe meeting up at some point, but we don't actually know. So it just depends.
Yeah, I'm actually strongly considering seeing if I can organize an event for Des Moines. Seeing if kind of doing like a mini Twitch thing.
Yeah, I know the Twitch hosts meetups. I haven't looked at anything, if there's anything in my area, but I'm pretty sure people would be excited to meet me.
Yeah, because there's no, I'm never going to be able to go to TwitchCon. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Unless this thing blows up like crazy, there's no going to TwitchCon for me. Like, it's just, it's a travel. Like, I'm in the middle of the country. I would have to fly out. I'd have to take an entire weekend off. I work weekends.
Yep.
And it's just,
I work all weekend, I feel you.
It's tough. And my wife is not 100% on board with streaming. She's not like a huge... Yeah. So for me to spend all that money to go to TwitchCon, she'd be like, that's not cool.
Yeah, I feel that. Because, you know, when you're married and you have like a family and stuff, oh, you might not know this, but I have family members who don't even know I stream. And I live with them. So that's huge. So if I were to just suddenly go to California, they'd go, what are you doing? But a lot of things are in the works right now on my end, and might look at a complete schedule change and a bunch of other stuff. However, I understand that completely. A lot of stuff that's not talked about, because streamers who have families, especially children, it's a huge financial cost. Like, you're dipping out of basically what you would normally use to provide, and you're banking in on something, and that's a lot harder, I think. So I knew I wasn't going to make TwitchCon this year, but maybe next year is what I was saying, because I have some friends I want to meet up with, and I really want to make it a goal. And if I have to skip PAX or something to get there, I'll absolutely do it. So, fingers crossed. But I really have some friends that I want to meet. So, just do a world tour where you visit all of your viewers. Oh my god, I would love to do that someday.
That'd be
That's
the greatest.
literally one of my only things, one of my only motivations for wanting to like improve is so I can meet people and just like, because I have a lot of people that like give me love and I just want to return it, and that's like the best thing I can think to do is to give people my time. So,
I mean, that's the one thing that we have that we can give away to anyone that we want anyway, like is time.
And it's non-refundable, so you know if someone spends it on you, it's genuine.
Oh my god, that's the deepest thing I've ever
Well, it's true. Like, I wouldn't have agreed to be on your stream if I didn't want to spend time with you. And
I am so
that's just
glad.
how that works. This isn't for clout. This isn't for like this isn't for like come to get to know me, whatever. I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool, but like I wanted to hang out with you. I wanted to meet the people that you call family. I wanted to see, you know, like the other side of things. Like I love meeting new people and like because it unlocks different parts of you and it teaches you about yourself. And where are you going if you're not growing?
That's incredible. That's my favorite thing doing this stuff is just being able to hang out with people and get to know them more. You know, like just throwing back to last week, you know, we had an interview with Ga. I had an amazing time. Today I'm having an amazing time. I don't know if I've not had an amazing time doing these because it's fun to get to know people.
It is. So. Like, I think there's definitely a small difference between real world me and like the me I put on stream, because with the me I put on stream, I'm here because I want to be here. And I'm here because I'm investing my time in something that I feel is worthwhile. But if you meet me in real life and I'm like at work, I'm so antisocial. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to look you in the eyes. I don't want to do any of it because I'm not there by choice. And I think that's a huge difference, you know, and it's just crazy.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I would say I'm probably this cranked to 11 because I'm a waiter. So I have to like put all of my effort into being as social as possible, and I'm just like, oh hi.
Like, you know, I remember one of the first things I ever learned when I was Sonic, I swear to God, dude, was like if you talk on the other end with a smile on your face, even if you don't feel it, it'll come off as more friendly because like you're coming up, you're like, welcome to Sonic, what can I get for you today? And versus, hi, welcome to Sonic, how are you doing? Yeah, my name's Faye, I'm gonna give you food, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, you gotta crank it to 11. It's gotta be as fake as possible, because if not, you're
and then you walk. Okay, so like anyone who hasn't worked retail, what happens when you walk back into that kitchen? You're like, those goddamn customers! I swear to God, asking for like nuts not on their salad or whatever. Just like, no, it's not even like, I can't say that because that would be an allergy thing, and I totally understand allergy things.
No,
it's like
I understand
for extra dressing. We cost money. That costs money. It's just.
I understand it. I still hate it. Like my least favorite thing is when people come in with like strong allergies and they want you to tell them everything on the menu that they can't, like that they really can survive eating, and I'll give them like a thing and then like, not that, what else? And I'm like,
or they're on like special diets. It's hard. Yeah. It's hard, and you like, want to go on.
Well, my problem is like, eat it if you want, like, but I'm gonna give you the one thing, but after that I'm just spending all day reading a menu to you that might have. So, like, I don't have all day to give you everything on the menu. Like, I give you a thing, you choose that thing. Ah! That's my thought. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I totally understand that. But you kind of do get used to it after a while, though, which is nice. But, you know, you just... It is a little bit of annoyance. And you really do want to provide for your customers. But at the same time, you're like...
yeah.
You go to the kitchen, you cry.
Please disappoint me so I can be more upset.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Wait, we have to be You don't have to be wholesome. When is my streams ever wholesome? We don't... I don't know about
You're on the Diehm stream. This is... Well, I have, like, one of those like you click and you have to like click and say I'm 18 before you drop
Same
in.
here. I put that
So,
in like the first day I streamed because I knew
because
it
I
would
have no
cuss.
idea. Yeah, well, I have no idea what's gonna happen every day, honestly.
My first 3 streams was my first, yeah, you never know what your audience is gonna do either, so I always put mature on my stuff. But my first 3 streams, I said, how many rings does a man have if you saw him in half? Can you tell how old he is? So, yeah, that was a long time ago.
That's
Oh my
pretty
God.
funny though. That's funny. Even when I
I'm
was a kid, I would
always
say
like
that.
this.
Even when I was a kid, I'd say that.
Oh my God, I was the worst. I was the worst kid. I used to like sneak. I remember there was like this suction cup spider I had, and I stuck it on a jar of pickles and slammed the door shut. Had my arachnophobic mother open the fridge because I knew if I said, "Mom, I'm hungry," she'd open it up and go look inside of it for something for me to eat. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I like pranking my mother-in-law with birds and bats and stuff. She's not a big fan of those, so you just
I wish I
find a
could.
rubber
My
bat and just
mother-in-law would actually
chuck it
kill me.
at her. Well,
If I tried to play a prank on her, she would kill me.
Oh, it doesn't go over well, that's for sure. But it's humorous. It's a good moment.
Yeah, it is. My son likes to prank people now, though, so we get that instead of me. Close enough. It's much more acceptable when a small child does it versus when you do it as an adult.
That's great.
It really is. It's fun. I'm like this all the time, though, like, honestly.
All right, so Faye, I think we're gonna have to wind down here in a minute, but I want to like we have the last question is like, what advice might you have for like aspiring streamers? That's our big question.
Yeah, so I've thought about this for like. I actually have a really simple prompt that I writing while listening to music while lurking in your stream earlier. When you were doing Breath of the Wild, awesome game by the way. I've never played it personally. I've never played any Zelda games. Might be a thing we have to do.
Oh yeah,
but it was a lot of fun. This is the one thing that I think being a small, and I think it really fits here. So, does anyone here follow artists on Twitter? Just like people who do fan art and things.
I mean, I do. Maybe not specifically fan art. I suppose I follow a lot of like Twitch art streamers.
I do too. I like people who make original concepts, but I also like people who make fan art. So, this is what I wrote down. Do you know why simple art and fan art can gain a lot of traction? Because you feel the love that was put into it. Streaming is an art. If you share your favorite things with the world, not only will you find people like you, but you'll repel those that and people who don't understand what you're sharing will feel the love you're putting in. That is probably the best thing I've found that works for both Twitter and Twitch and just, everything in general. I also had a point in here about, which one was it? Let's see here. Share what's personal to you. That's what I wrote down that ended up having this little prompt that I wrote down here. But straight art. And like any art, you have to put love, time, energy, and effort into. If you're looking to stream for, it doesn't matter what the reason is, just like know that like any skill, it takes you a couple years to get good at. And don't judge yourself unless you've tried something one time. So don't think like, oh, I'm not getting any traction. I suck. Put out content anyway, because every piece of content you put out is practice. And you gotta practice to get better. So, share what you love. You'll find your niche along the way. And don't worry about what you have when you start, because I stream on a fine. So, yeah.
That's awesome. That is the best. I don't know, like I haven't heard advice put out like that so far. Like just thinking at like you found like a good thing to compare it to. You found a good way to put it out there. Just like streaming, yeah, like looking at
Streaming
it
is
as an
art.
art. Share what you love. You know, make sure you put time and effort into it. That's one that is really really hard. I think for a lot of people to understand is like you have to put in like design work. You have to put in you know what does this look like or sound like. There's a lot of effort that goes
Mm-hmm.
behind everything, and you have to take the time. Like one of my favorite things, it compares a little bit to this guy that I watch named Harris Heller. His thing, the most effective thing he's ever said that has affected my stream is he talks about as much time as you put into streaming, you should be putting in just as much, if not more time into improving your stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
I agree with
difficult.
that. It is hard. It's the one thing I struggle with personally. But, it's sound advice. So I would say follow that.
Simpire says I get anxious when no one is watching or active chat because my brain starts telling me I'm lonely. I try to get over it and want to do it again. What what advice do you have, Faye, for streaming when no one's there?
Ah, I streamed when no one was there for a while. And that's where Twitter kind of came in. And that's when I started talking to people on Twitter and started like interacting with them, trying to get to know them. Because not only did I want to see what other people were doing and see not really trends, but like just like trying to understand the platform through people that have been on there a while. But um Twitter definitely helped me to put myself out there, and it helped me to practice because I had a lot of social anxiety when I first started. I didn't start off with showing my face, first of all. That was a huge thing because I was afraid. And I was afraid of a lot of things. And I just went and I put myself out there anyway. And I know it can be really hard to stream to like 0, 1, 2 viewers. At first, it's going to be a couple of people on Twitter who are probably your friends. And then they're going to be like, hey, I see this person's doing a thing, you should go come see. And like word of mouth is like one of the fastest ways you can grow through streaming or anything really. It's free advertisement, all that. So like just put your best self out there every single time you try to do something, every single time you try to like do a Twitter post, or like maybe you're on Instagram and you posted a picture that you've worked really hard on, or like a piece of art. Just like put your best foot forward, and remember, practice makes perfect. But practice doesn't have to be perfect. Okay?
That's
So
true.
hopefully that helps.
That's
Hopefully that helps
great.
some, because I believe in you. Like you're me and you spend a lot of time talking together when you're in my streams. I think you can do it.
I do want to say Simpire really like we talked a little bit earlier. Simpire talks about how they do like writing, like creative writing for about 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, guys. Give us a shout
Game
out.
reviewer.
Give us a shout out if you would be interested in watching like Simpire do like a 15-minute creative writing session on stream. I think that's brilliant. I think that is like 100% worth watching. It's very original. And it's not something you have to do like all the time, but like, pop in and do that from time to time. Simpire. I think that would be some amazing content, honestly, especially if you're well practiced.
Yeah, Senpai does a lot of games reviews. She's really, really, really cool. Like, she's cool. I like her a lot.
But on stream, I'm a brick. You just have to get used to just talking. I'm so good at talking to myself. That's the one skill that I was able to translate in is I can talk to myself all day.
That's the one skill that I think was probably helped me grow more than anything else, was being able to talk to myself. Basically, what you need to do is any thought you have in your head that's not
Let it
like
out.
rude or crappy, just like put it out there. It gives your chat something to talk about, and if somebody comes in and they see you talking about what you're doing, the game and stuff or whatever, they're more likely to stay. So just talk about what you see around you, talk about what's going on, if a glitch is happening, and that really helps a whole lot.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's that kind of adds stuff. Well, you could probably do Simpire. You could probably do like a thing where you capture like a window, like you have a typing window up, and then you just capture that. That would be a little hard though because you're doing off a laptop, so you wouldn't have you'd only have the one monitor, but you might be able to figure
Brett
that out.
actually, yeah, Brett actually had was trying to get me to do something because I shared some of my writing in Discord recently, and Brett told me that there was this show that he used to be a part of for somebody he modded that would they would give you a prompt. They would tell you to write 15 minutes, and then they would spend time reading the prompts out on stream afterwards. So, and then the chat would rate it and stuff. And I thought that was pretty cool. So maybe that's an idea. Maybe something like that could be a good idea for you.
It's fun. It's just a fun idea. I've tried to do some writing streams on here because I have like a few comic book ideas. I just
Neat.
it's really hard to kind of like connect that with some other people, like getting some friends together, and then like Simpire was talking about getting like someone to be able to see the piece of paper. Oh, nice. That's the one thing we don't have as an artist. Like that's like we're working on a few ideas, but like getting it paneled out and stuff, it's difficult.
That's funny because did you see the book I was holding up earlier too?
Yeah, I was looking at that and I was like, oh.
Oh man, and actually that's kind of like my style right now is I'm trying to blend realism and comic book art and a little bit of anime in with it. So that's very interesting. Also, Brett has been sharing on our Discord all the art that he's been learning recently. And he's learning all sorts of stuff right now. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So that's interesting. When you said that, I had to show you that stuff. And cool. I actually have my sketchbook over there too, but we won't. Actually, hang on. Maybe I have something in here I could show you. Maybe. Let's find out. Let's find out if I have anything in here. Ah, yes. Okay, I'm going to draw one of my friends. That didn't pan out very well. There we go. Ta-da!
Oh, just that's the show. Cool.
Yeah.
That is
this is one of them. This is the character that I was talking about that I named kind of like my Twitch handle afterwards. So
okay,
she's really cool, and I've got some self-portraits and things. And
bye, Dawn. Yeah. Dom, if you haven't gone and visited Faye,
have a good one.
If you haven't visited her Twitch channel, go hit her up and hit follow.
I'll be streaming tomorrow. It'll be like I'm going back into my fall schedule, which I'm sure everyone's very happy about. So I really missed everybody too, so I'm really looking forward to it. Actually, days to be on here today.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're going to be able to stream here soon. So Faye, yeah, I think we're gonna end here. I do want to ask, do you have anything left you want to say to everyone here right now?
Is there anything else I didn't touch on? I put my notebook away. You know what? That's probably a good thing. Is there anything else I want to say? Yeah, just share what you like with people, and the right people will be attracted to you. Because if you sit there and you worry about what everybody else is doing, you're not focusing on yourself enough to really, find your niche or your voice, which is really hard when you start streaming. And you need to find that so you can find your direction. And after you find your direction, you find the right people, you'll know exactly where you need to be. So, there you go.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have not gone to see Faevana on her Twitch channel, head over there.
Thanks to my people for hanging out.
Yeah, thank you so much. Anyone who's joined in on the Diehm stream, huge thank you for the subs and the bits and everything, guys. So we're going to be back on Friday. I'm going to be streaming something. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe more Zelda. And then Faye's going to be streaming tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that.
Skyrim, probably.
Yeah, Skyrim, which is always an entertaining stream. I don't care who's playing Skyrim. I love watching Skyrim. So, guys, check that out tomorrow. And then feel free to come back Friday. Next Monday, we're going to be playing some retro games with Nick again. We are going to be continuing our adventure in the Adventures of Link 2. Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link. There we go. Nick's playing the SNES game. Hopefully we're going to be kicking up some other really fun streams. Hopefully we'll get Mike in here soon. We're going to try to play some A Way Out. And then, guys, go over for Faye and I both. Go hit our Twitter. Go hit our Twitch. Make sure if you haven't hit the follow button on either of those, knock that out. So we'll see you guys later, and I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you next time.